Lisa Frankenstein is a new movie directed by Zelda Williams and written by Diablo Cody. This is a movie that chronicles a teenage girl in the late 1980s who accidentally reanimates a dead body, and they fall in love and do some hijinks that I won't get into. So, this was one of my most anticipated movies of the earlier year. I love Diablo Cody. She is a huge inspiration for me in terms of her writing. Juno and Jennifer's Body, I think, are two of the strongest movies to come out of the 2000s. I think that they both very uniquely have a lot to say about them. Let's just say that. So, with Lisa Frankenstein, I was a little apprehensive just because it's coming out earlier in the year. It's Cole Sprouse is in it, and I really don't like him, and kind of the crop of actors that he's involved with. Like, it's just like the 2000s Disney stars who are now actors now. They tend to be in really, really shitty movies. So I was apprehensively really excited for this because the trailer looked great. Knowing that Diablo Cody was involved and kind of the storyline behind this movie, I was interested. And it's sad to say, but I was left feeling pretty cold with Lisa Frankenstein. I didn't hate it at all. There were a lot of moments in this movie that I thought worked really well. I think that the style was really great. I think that, honestly, Diablo Cody's writing is the strongest aspect of this movie. It just didn't deliver in certain aspects that made this movie very awkward and it didn't hit with as much of a punch as it should have. So let's get into it. My main issue with this movie, and I know this can kind of come off as pretentious for a movie like Lisa Frankenstein, but I really hated the editing and the soundtrack and the score to this movie and all of the outside filmmaking elements that should have made it a lot more fun, a lot more punchy, a lot more lively. This movie is so static and so stale in the visual and audio department. It doesn't take a lot of creative risks when it comes to the shots. It's all very basic, cut and dry stuff. Scenes go on for way too long. They, it kind of seems like sometimes the characters are just riffing off of each other, and that really doesn't work. It doesn't utilize. It very obviously had a very small budget, and it doesn't utilize its setting very well. I think that having it in only a couple of locations was kind of a mistake, and it made the movie kind of feel boring and really lifeless. This movie is begging for more style, more of an energy, more of a quicker pace, and this movie moved at a snail's pace. This movie was, it was getting lapped by snails by how much it just dragged on and on and on. The lack of any score whatsoever in all of these scenes, for some reason they decided to go with like ambiance sounds throughout the entire movie. Like there was like birds chirping in the background the entire movie, and it made it feel bland. It just made, like, this movie could have been so much fun because of how the story is woven. I can't really get into spoilers, but I really, really liked how it kind of went for it a lot of the times. This movie was not afraid to be kind of dark and have morally ambiguous characters that make pretty awful decisions. That's a movie that we need more of this kind of stuff. But again, it's lacking that energy. It's lacking a sense of personality throughout all of this, and I feel like it was just riding off of the concept and not really putting any more work into characterizing, our main character, or Cole Sprouse's character, or the sister, or the dad, or the abusive mom. It felt very Disney Channel-esque at times, and it just wasn't what this movie needed to be. There's a particular sequence towards the very beginning of the movie that utilized its style very well. It's a dream sequence that, I'm not going to spoil. I think that part of the movie should have been more of what this movie is. And I kept thinking that to myself every time I was getting into it. I'm like, we need more of this. Why is there only these little snippets of brilliance, these little moments that kind of, you know, like, oh, that's what this movie's trying to be. Okay, maybe it's ramping up now, and that was all just build up, or, you know, but no, it I was just left feeling really disappointed, and I don't know. This could have been, you know, up there with something like a Jennifer's Body, where, you know, it has a lot of unique quirks and is like deceptively pretty smart, and I think this movie is deceptively pretty dumb. So yeah, I'm gonna give Lisa Frankenstein a light C plus. It wasn't the worst thing I'm gonna see all year, but I was just felt, you know, left feeling kind of nothing after. I'm not gonna remember it a couple months down the line. So have you guys seen Lisa Frankenstein? What do you think of it? Do you disagree with me? Do you agree? Please let me know in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. That really helps out. And I will see you with the next video.